Hilda might be falling out of the meta, but don't let that fool you. She's still built like a truck and hits like one too. Just because she's not trending doesn't mean she's weak. Some of y'all be treating the meta like it's a TikTok dance. If it's not viral, it's out. In this video, I'll show you how Hilda can still help you go on a win streak that'll make your enemies uninstall. And of course, as usual, we'll roast the bad plays, praise the smart ones, and talk about what could have been done better. Because we're here to win and laugh doing it. What is going on with players this season? Did everyone collectively decide to zone out at the start of every match? Anyway, since Alpha was clearly lost in a deep existential crisis back at the base, I took the initiative and slapped the orange buff myself. Gotta keep the farming train running, even if your jungler is still reading the tutorial. As a roamer, your job is to support your team however you can, even if that means doing everything short of making them coffee. And yes, even if you're playing an assault roamer like Hilda. Now, quick side note, when I say assault roamer, I mean the type who likes taking names and collecting kill counts. Some folks call it damage roamer, but I think assault just sounds way cooler. And let's be real, some of these so-called damage roamers are still rocking full tank builds like it's 2022. If you're diving in like a WWE superstar, I'm calling you assault. Period. As a roamer, your job isn't just to walk around and look important. You gotta read the entire situation like you're Madame Auring with a map hack. Check the minimap like your life depends on it. Observe team comps, item builds, and even your enemy's weird little habits.
Speaking of weird habits, can we please retire the ancient tradition of brainless invading? Most lineups shouldn't even be invading these days because it's insanely risky. In case you didn't know, you take 20% extra damage during the first 2 minutes if you're on the enemy side of the jungle. Notice how Gusion avoided that clash? Yeah, because Gusion actually had a functioning gaming sense. Gatot, on the other hand, my guy must have thought he was the main character. Spoiler alert, he wasn't.
I saw Moskov getting absolutely shredded by Granger. So what did I do? I casually strolled up near the enemy stone roamer like, hey guys, look, a wild roamer has appeared. I wasn't even trying to fight. I was just hoping the sheer power of Hilda's presence would make Granger second guess. Like, whoa, Hilda's trying to kill me. Anything to make him stop bullying poor Moskov. Since Moskov decided to take a quick vacation back to base, I held my ground on the bottom lane like a true guardian of minions. But I didn't clear them. Nope, I just stood there menacingly. Why? Because if I cleared those minions, Moskov would have nothing to farm on. By walking around the bottom lane, I was basically telling Granger, not today buddy. I was stalling him like a boss, so that when Moskov gets back from his emotional support trip, there'd be still some XP and gold waiting for him while keeping Granger from reaching level 4. See what I mean? Granger ended up with less experience than Moskov, even though Moskov was away for a significant amount of time. That's called tactical assault effervescence, or what normal non-DB people would call lane freezing.
Wrong, D. You should have helped Alpha with the turtle. Turtle is king.
Calm down, Professor Hindsight. You're not wrong, but hear me out first. At that moment, diving for the turtle just wasn't worth it. Nana was about to teleport back to the bay, so we'd have no long-range damager. And let's be real, Gusion, Valentina, and Yin, all hard countered by our squad. Alpha, Hilda, and CC were basically their worst nightmare in 3D. Need me to elaborate? Here's a spreadsheet. Pause the video, read it, and pretend you're analyzing the stock market. Now, the real problem was that music spamming maniac Granger. He was clapping Moskov so hard it sounded like a concert. And in the current meta, letting Granger snowball is like giving a toddler espresso. Not a good idea. So instead of turtle drama, I focused on Operation Gold Lane Freezing. And it worked. Even though they got the turtle, Granger didn't level up much. Why? Because we froze that lane like it was a popsicle. Had we let him farm freely, he'd be level 5 doing power slides while Moskov was still trying to find his sandals at level 3. If you found this content helpful or at least mildly entertaining, smash that like button, share it with your buddies, and if you haven't already, come on, hit that subscribe button and join the fam. You know what? At that moment, I was starting to regret helping Moskov earlier. Why did he push Gatot to safety? Ah yes, the perks of playing in the solo queue. As much as possible, stack up those stacks before unleashing Hilda's ultimate. 9 times out of 10, you wanna go full max stacks, because without it, her ultimate hits like a wet noodle. The only time it's okay to break the rule is when you're chasing a low HP enemy running for their life. In that case, throw Hilda at them with her ultimate like the angry auntie she is, and secure that kill.
What a waste of time.
Uy, teka lang! Teka lang, iba to! Teka lang, Sir Chief!
Notice how I completely ignored Gatot? Yep, that's because Nana was nearby and I knew Gusion was probably lurking around like a budget ninja, waiting to delete her. As a roamer, you gotta keep your eyes on the whole map, not just the dude waving in front of you. Never tunnel vision. Even if you're playing an assault roamer, your job is still to protect the squad, or at least make their lives a little less miserable.
One of the reasons Hilda still slaps, even as an off-meta pick, is because she makes most assassins second-guess their life choices. Just look at Gusion. Man's out here hesitating like he forgot if he left the stove on at home. He knows the moment he dives in, Hilda's gonna turn him into an instant highlight reel. And to make things worse for him, our jungler was Alpha, another assassin's worst nightmare. It's like we built this lineup just to ruin Gusion's day. Now you see why Gusion was looking nervous earlier. Without any survival skills aside from his blinks and tiny dash, he's basically a magic-wielding mosquito against these two bruisers. No wonder he packed his bags and left the meta. Aw man, Moskov should have exercised a little thing called patience. Well, I agree it was partly my fault for not going there sooner, but he could have waited a little and the result probably would have been much better. When you're playing a hero built like a wet tissue paper, let your roamer, especially the chunky, tanky ones like Hilda, initiate first, especially during turret dives. I can't believe I even have to say this out loud, but apparently, common sense packed up and left the lobby. As a roamer, one of your main jobs is to provide vision, not just cosplay as a decorative bush ornament. Don't just squat in random bushes like you're waiting for a pizza delivery. Be smart about where you position yourself. If marksmen and mages stay safe by doing proper positioning, tanky roamers like Hilda use proper positioning to protect allies. Keep those gank routes covered and make the enemy think twice before peeking. But then again, no matter how good you are at providing vision, if your squishy allies suddenly develop main tank syndrome and start face checking enemies like they're made of reinforced steel, yeah, good luck saving them. You can't protect someone who thinks they're a tank just because they woke up feeling brave today. Despite that, don't get tilted. Keep your calm and just try your best to win the game.
Like I said earlier, protect your allies whenever you can, but use your brain while you're at it. In this situation, Gatot was busy trying to smash Nana, but I didn't jump in to save her. Why? Because I knew he couldn't burst a balloon, let alone Nana. She was fine. Meanwhile, Granger was over there looking like a free kill on sale. And not only was he a priority target, he was also squishier than a marshmallow in the sun. Easy decision. This is a skill every player should develop. The ability to identify and prioritize the best targets in every situation.
And Moskov strikes again. If choking was an Olympic sport, this dude would be bringing home the gold every game. Not only does he keep getting himself in trouble, but he's also out here doing charity work for the enemy team. saving them like he's auditioning for Hero of the Year.
Nope.
I'll not let this go to waste. Push first.
I'm coming.
Never turn down. Our enemies are like cattle. Mindless. Every nice day, Boring. They're hopeless. Max is getting thirsty.
I wasn't expecting Gusion to jump in from the same exact spot where he got clapped earlier. Sometimes, no matter how hard you try to predict enemy positions, you just can't foresee them all. All you can do is stay calm, laugh it off, and make the most out of the circus. Not sure why they did, but Alpha and Moskov shouldn't have gone to the bottom lane. We already got that covered. What we needed was for them to spread out and defend the top and mid lanes. Like all good things in life, vacations, pizza, and Wi-Fi signals, kill streaks must come to an end. And yep, that one's on me for underestimating Yin. I should have grabbed Antikrus sooner. But hey, hindsight's 2020 and mine's apparently wearing sunglasses at night. Remember, not every target is the one standing in front of you like a discount scarecrow. Sometimes it's that sneaky one hiding behind them. Be picky with your punches. Zoning out the right enemies is like peeling onions. Get rid of the layers so you can make someone cry properly.
See what I mean? That right there is what we call isolation. Like sending someone to sit alone at the loser's table. We didn't just pick off Gatot, we also kept Granger and Valentina from turning our Alpha into a sad respawn timer. If we didn't pull that off, Alpha would have been packing his bags back to base.
Oh, before I forget, here's the emblem setup we used in that game. We went full tank mode because nothing says I'm here to bully your jungler like being an unkillable wall in the early game. Alright, here's the game plan. Push at least 2 lanes. 3 if you're feeling extra spicy. If the enemy is distracted, and while they're busy panicking, we swoop in like thieves in the night to snatch the Lord. With a little luck and a lot of chaos, we'll close this game out faster than a late night snack run.
Depending on the situation, these are the ideal battle spells when playing Hilda.
You're hopeless.
That wraps up today's Mobile Legends content. Did I miss any important recommendations or tips? Feel free to drop them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!